Somebody called you? Oh, doesn't matter. You're supposed to talk in the microphone.
Oh, that's what this thing was. I thought this was the cotton candy handle.
Okay, number one, I'm an old guy. I kept asking for a piece of paper. They kept saying it's on your phone. So you're gonna have to bear with me.
Dude, don't you know paper costs money and stuff? The phone's free.
We're gonna go with that. We're gonna go with that. Ladies, gentlemen, all and neither, I am the chairman of Anthrocon, Uncle Kage.
And I am the noodle of Anthrocon, Ronnie.
We are here to welcome you to Anthrocon 2024. If not the largest furry convention in the world, then certainly the most recent one.
And we also want to thank everybody for, first off, bearing the weather outside, because we know that we ordered usually pretty nice weather in Pittsburgh, but apparently we ordered the hot soup version of the weather outside. So apologies for that, but I'm glad to see all of you made it here.
Alive.
Especially that.
We'll work on that. Before I go too much further, we're going to tell you about some of the great stuff we have. One thing that I wanted to say right off the bat, we are absolutely blessed this year to have one of our guests of honor from some years ago return. This gentleman thrilled audiences with his daring feats of acrobatics on this stage. He has agreed to return this year, and he will thrill you to no end. Sajuan-san, onegai shimasu. So Sajuan will be here on this stage at low battery.
Dude, did you turn it into translation mode again?
What?
Dude, who uses light mode on their phone?
Sorry. Friday, tomorrow at 12 o'clock. You will see Sajuan on this stage. If you have not seen a furry defy gravity, you will. So, Sajuan-san, ashita ne. Alright, ganbatte. Thank you all. Let's see you tomorrow. Still says low battery. Okay.
Well, guess you gotta make it quick then, don't you?
We'll make it as quick as we can. Those of you who were here last year or in previous years, you might notice we have made some changes to our layout this year. We should have changed a little bit to the registration layout. I'll take the fall for that, because when the registration people said, should we do anything different this year? I said, no, it worked last year. Let's do what we did last year. Thank you. That is not the first time today that I heard that. Neither will it be the last. Still says low battery. Okay, one thing in particular we're very, very excited about. Anthrocon's legendary art show is moving from its space down in the dealer's room up to the 3rd floor. We're going to make it more of an art gallery sort of thing. We were hoping to be able to have the promenade outside. We were hoping the construction would be finished by this weekend. That was the original plan, and when I called and said, is the construction finished? They said, almost! I said, great, so it's like 90% finished? And they said, something like that.
Yeah, give or take another 90, you know?
Yeah. So the problem is construction delays happen. The best laid plans of mice and men, and some here it's the same thing.
I think the mice disagree heavily from that.
Probably. We do apologize. We thought the construction would be finished, but Pennsylvania weather got in the way. Next year, maybe along with the escalators.
Well, hey, the Pennsylvania weather got in the way, but at least this time there's no smoke from Canada, so you're welcome. Sincerely from the Canadian.
Okay, I am going to ask Ronnie to explain because this keeps saying, I'm going to ask Ronnie to explain while I figure out what this means, where to find info, help, and the schedule. It says turn it over.
No, not turn up. Dude, now you're reading it in Australian. Well, while I let Uncle Kage figure that out, I want to ask a really quick question before we get started with all this information stuff, which is, how many of you out there are here at Anthrocon for the very first time? Raise your hand.
Damn.
Yeah, it's at that point where the people that are here are actually here to listen to the info and not just laugh at you. So thank you for being here first off. And secondly, you might notice that this convention is pretty big. I mean, Uncle Kage just mentioned all of these changes and registration and having low batteries and stuff, but the stuff that you care about at this convention, where can you actually find it? Well, there's a couple different ways that we would recommend, and one of them you may have seen when you picked up your convention badge, and that's the con guide that you would have seen either at the registration desks or at the con store info desk, and that convention guide will have pretty much everything that you need to know about the happenings of the convention, information about all sorts of different partners and events that are happening, and links to all the important areas that you'll want to know about. And speaking of links, because you're looking at your phone and being like, well, where's the link to the download more battery button? By the way, it doesn't exist. You don't download more battery. He still believes that. So, you'll want to pay attention to our website, which is anthrocon.org, because that website's going to have all the links that you'll need to important things such as our event schedule, our shuttle bus tracking, the dealer's room map, and so much more. So make sure that you pay attention to our website as well as those physical con guides and maps to help you navigate your way around the convention all weekend. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so. The phone doesn't say it did.
Is your phone still upside down? Dude, your phone is not on a roller coaster. Stop making it go in loops.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's better. Okay, I can read it now.
All right, well, I think that's pretty much it for the information part, but I don't know. What do we think the folks should know about next, especially those that are here for the first time?
If you're here for the first time, one thing I want to point out is we've got lots of great programming for you. We have our spectacular art show. We've got one of the largest dealers' rooms in furry fandom waiting for you. We also have the absolutely spectacular city of Pittsburgh welcoming you with open arms. And speaking of which, the city of Pittsburgh and Anthrocon have been working so closely together for so many years, we have become practically one. And to describe that in a little bit more detail, I would like to invite up here the one I call the face and voice of Anthrocon. KP, could you come up here, please, and let folk know what we have arranged? Up here onto the stage. With us. Yes, there you are.
I'm coming. I was answering more calls because television stations keep wanting to show up.
That's funny. I wonder why.
Yeah, so I wanted to thank everybody. First of all, as Anthrocon continues to grow, so does our involvement with the city of Pittsburgh. Has anybody noticed that maybe Pittsburgh is playing a little bit more with us this year?
Yeah.
That's actually really important to us because we've been dealing a lot closer with not only Visit Pittsburgh, but now the Pittsburgh Downtown Partnership. That's an organization that coordinates with all the businesses on Liberty and Penn. They are going to be expanding their scope a little bit and getting more businesses involved, and that means there's going to be a lot more things for you guys to do during the course of the weekend. We also are dealing with a bit more media. As people may have noticed, there are a few more film crews. That is also thanks to not only a relationship with the stations, with Pittsburgh media, but also because of you guys. Because the story is not us. The story is each and every one of you who decides to spend time in Pittsburgh. So a round of applause for all of you guys. One of the things that's new this year that Visit Pittsburgh implemented is called the Show Your Badge program. And if you take a look on our social media as well as on our webpage, you'll find instructions on how you can get discounts at a variety of eateries, businesses, and all kinds of other places because you're with Anthrocon. You either show a digital badge that you have on your phone, some of them just have you show your con badge. You'll automatically get a discount. So that's kind of a cool new thing this year. We're also working with some very, very interesting partnerships. Ronnie and I actually had the opportunity to work with the Carnegie Science Center, and we are now offering a discount for Anthrocon attendees. Just show your badge, and you'll get a discount for the Science Behind Pixar, which is running this weekend. We also have a program running with the National Aviary. If you want to go out and see a lot of birds and maybe feed some by your hand, you can do that as well. And we also have a lot of local restaurants that have offered specialty discounts and specialty meals just for Anthrocon attendees this year. I was asked to show one thing. For the charity poker tournament, they are offering these little rebuy tokens. So for a donation of $50 or so, you can have an automatic rebuy. And these are something that you can keep. I have to return this one. Each one is actually numbered, and they decided to give me number 69.
Nice.
Which is going to be returned to them shortly, so they can actually get that money for, yeah. All right. But there's a lot of interesting things that are going to be happening for raising money for the charity. And to do that, I'd like to bring up on stage our charity representative. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, there's a lot of other programming that's going to be raising money for charity. Sparf, our events director. Why don't you come on up and tell people about some of the events that are going to be happening, some of which regard the charity, and then we'll have our charity rep bring someone out to meet you guys. Got it, Sparf? Okay, I got it.
Hi everybody, I'm Sparf. I'm the events director here at Anthrocon this year. I am sure many of you know my name from various emails we've exchanged back and forth because so many of you want to help out and provide your unique insights into the fandom for our programming tracks. I want to point out a few really fun things. Oh no, I lost my paper. How am I supposed to? Oh, that's right. I can check Sked on my phone, which is up to date with all of the fun events, like Sarduan's performance tomorrow in this room at noon, Uncle Kage's Story Hour at 7 o'clock in the Allegheny Ballroom in the Westin.
It's closer to the bar.
Our fursuit parade, lineup for which is noon to 1:50 in Hall C. At 1:50, the doors will close, and we can only fit so many people in there, and it will step off promptly at 2, and you'll get to go get cheered on by the city. That's fun. The fursuit dance competitions, Sunday at 11:30 in the morning, the finals for that. We have, for those of you, and I saw a lot of hands out in the audience who are first-timers, your first time to Anthrocon, maybe your first furry con, we got a panel for that. It's run by Alkali Bismuth. It is tomorrow morning. Where and when is it tomorrow morning? Well, you should check Sked, anthrocon.sked.com. We have our charity auction Sunday at noon. We have our charity comedy show Sunday here at 3 p.m. We have a dance every night of the con here in this room starting at 9 p.m. And this year, the fun doesn't stop after closing ceremonies. Our traditional dead dog dance will be held in this space this year. We can fit more of you in and we can be as loud as we want. The DLCC told us so. Is there anything else you think I should mention?
You've covered most of the important stuff, including my show. Thank you very much. Again, if you'd like to come to the charity show, we will talk a little bit more about that when the charity is introduced. I want to point out two small things. We are having the Dead Dog Dance here inside because we know how much you love your music. We also know how much you love that magnificent waterfront out there. The city of Pittsburgh has asked us to remind you that Pittsburgh loves a party like anybody else, but they also like to sleep because they got to work Monday morning. There is a noise ordinance that kicks in at 11. You can have your fun at the waterfront, but let's keep it down after 11.
I have one more thing that I would like to mention.
Oh, yes.
If you've been around the fandom for a long time, you know what I'm holding. Fursuit tags. We're handling these a little differently this year. Throughout the convention in our headless zone here across the way, we will have them available for fursuiters to come and collect. They're not numbered this year because it's really hard when people want to fight over the best numbers, and everybody knows that 42 is the best number. We will be having them go out throughout the weekend through Sunday. So if we run out at a specific time, check back again. It's going to be out there for us to make sure that people who come for 1 or 2 days have an opportunity to get them as well. And that'll be in our headless zone throughout the weekend. Thank you so much.
One quick thing, Smart. What is Floof Wars?
Oh, Floor Wars.
Oh.
Yes, yeah, there's some confusion on that. Floor Wars, the finals for Floor Wars, take place on Saturday.
Saturday at 5:30 in this very room. It's like the cutest battle to the death that anyone's ever seen.
So it is Floof Wars.
Well, Floor Wars is basically the cutest battle to death between two teams of fursuiters and non-fursuiters as well. Imagine it's like if you've ever seen like a movie where you got like the cool guy and the cool girl and they're like squaring off against each other. Just add a whole carpet on top of it and that's Floor Wars. Yeah, trust me, it's how it works.
Well, you got the schedule, and anything we didn't mention, you can find the schedule at the URL there or on the convenient QR code on the back of your badge.
Oh, that's
by the way,
what
the
that was.
badges this year are printed a little funny. People say, your badge is printed upside down. No, it is not. The badge is printed so that you don't have to go to read it. All you got to do is flip it up this way.
And it has the timetable of when everything opens and closes at the con.
All right. Spark, thank you so much, my friend. So much of our programming is dedicated to helping out those in need, as I like to say, helping those who give voice to those who have no voice of their own. Every year, we choose a local Pittsburgh charity that helps out animals. I'm going to ask Stormy to come up here to give us a little bit of insight into who your money will be helping this year.
Good evening. I am Stormy. I'm the charity liaison for Anthrocon. We are going to be doing a bucket brigade event through the weekend. So if you're a fursuiter, please come downstairs and visit us at the charity table. We can have you go out in fursuit and collect donations for us. Additionally, we are going to be doing a charity raffle. Come on down, check all the items out we have, and see if you'd like to purchase some tickets and then see if you can get your chances at winning for something from the raffle. Also, we will have the charity auction on Sunday. It's my pleasure to introduce the co-founder of Gray Paws Sanctuary, Darla. Darla, if you'd like to come on out.
Wow. It is so amazing to be here. All of you are so beautiful, and the energy here is just so positive and warm, and I cry when I get emotional. So I just want to thank you all in advance for your donations, and many of you already donated. We really appreciate it. Gray Paws Sanctuary is a mission of love. We don't have anyone who gets paid a salary. We don't pay anyone for anything. Even the people who take our senior dogs into their homes and love them, we at Gray Paws support that home. We pay for the medical care for the duration of the life of that dog. We also support families to keep senior dogs in the homes that they are already with so that they don't have to be rehomed. I don't see the PowerPoint anywhere. Wasn't there supposed to be, no? Okay, I had a little screen that had some photographs of the beautiful senior dogs there it is. The beautiful dogs that we've rescued, some of them. And there's also a few statistics that are going to come up, and some of them are very sad statistics. But I want to tell you tonight that the good news is that across the United States, dog surrender is actually lower than it used to be. So we're making progress. Our society is embracing companion animals more. But the sad fact is that a senior dog, when they're taken to a shelter, there's only a 1 in 10 chance that they're going to make it out alive. So we really need to focus on the plight of senior dogs, and I appreciate you all reaching into your own community. When you go home, if you're not from the Pittsburgh area, find out where the rescues are that help with senior animals, and make a donation, volunteer, open up your home to take a senior dog, because they really need it. Look at that, 11,000 dogs are surrendered every day in this country, and it's not okay, but we're making progress. So again, I just want to thank all of you for your donations and attention and your commitment to animals in general. The fact that Anthrocon does this for a charity each year is just amazing and is so appreciated and needed. And I thank you.
Question, actually, Carla.
Can I just give a shout out that I can't do this alone. We have the most fantastic, we have a wonderful husband, the co-founder. He's over there. He's very shy. He didn't want to be up here. And we have a great group of volunteers. There's a great big group now. Yell, scream, woo! And throughout the convention, please stop by the table and meet us and talk with us. And we're also doing a presentation where we're going to talk about the work that we do more specifically and how you can be prepared to help a senior dog in your community or a stray dog that you may find out in the community, how you can be a key player in helping that dog.
Without further ado, I'm going to turn this back over to Uncle Kage.
Thank you, Darla. Thank you, Stormy. Again, furries are known for their generosity. Let's see if we can't break some records this year. Those dogs need your help.
And remember, everybody, every dog is the best dog. You gotta pet every single one of those doggos whenever you can. And if you were me, then that means that you'd literally be doing nothing all day but petting doggos. And Uncle Kage would be mad at me.
Now we're going to give you a couple of reminders. I mentioned that the art show was moving upstairs. The dealer's room was expanding. And I mentioned that we tried to do what we did last year for registration because that seemed to work really good. We're not going to do that next year, I can guarantee you. We're going to work on that. My apologies, my personal apologies. One thing that we did hopefully improve this year is the lineup for the dealer's room. You may have seen some tape lines on the floor in the concourse. We are hoping to have an orderly set of lines this year, tomorrow morning when the dealer's room opens in the morning. We want to have an orderly set of lines as opposed to the angry mob we had last year. Here's what's going to happen. At 11:30, our beloved Ultra sponsors, we're going to let them go in. When they have gone in, we're going to let our equally beloved, if not as rich, super sponsors go in, followed by the sponsors, followed by, certainly not the least, the entire bulk of Anthrocon's membership. I do want to give you a heads up. The big joke used to be that we had more space here than we can ever possibly need. Obviously, that's not the case. This building can only hold so many people. And as much as I wish we could let every single person into the dealer's room on opening day, the point is going to come where we're going to have to say, guys, we can't. I'm sorry. We will get everybody into the room as soon as we can, as safely as we can. So people are going to say, it's LineCon. You know what? Yeah, because the alternative is unthinkable. Deal with it. Anything to add to that, Mr. Noodle?
Yeah, actually, aside from scaring half of our attendees to death, we'll be able to find all this information about the updates to the dealer's line and updates to pretty much everything that's happening on our social media. So, you know, if you've already been following Anthrocon on different platforms like Twitter, because nobody here really calls it X, let's be honest, or Facebook, or Blue Sky, or our Telegram announcement group, which is pretty handy. You'll be able to find all of the updates that are happening as soon as we know about them on those platforms, and you'll be able to stay in the know about what's happening around the convention. And, well, as Kage already said, this convention's growing a little bit bigger than we anticipated, so we're doing our best to keep everybody up to date and to serve everybody, from our ultra sponsors all the way to the general attendees. It doesn't matter what level you are, because everybody deserves to be given the best service that we can possibly give. But on the flip side, we would also want to stress that you exercise a little bit more patience and a little bit more understanding with all of our staff and volunteers and our partners in the hotels as well, so that, things might take a little bit longer and you might have to wait a little bit, but rest assured, we still want you to have the best possible time here at Anthrocoaster 2024.
And a reminder, despite the size of this organization, something that I realized only this year many people had not been aware of, every person wearing the yellow staff badge, every director, even the chairman of this organization, is a volunteer. We are not paid for what we do. These folk are doing this out of love for the community, out of love for you. Please be patient with them. They are absolutely doing their best. And I will state, as the longtime chairman of this organization, I have got the best damned group of volunteers of anybody else out there, and I'll fight you.
Aside from taking care of our staff and volunteers and our partners all around the city, we also want you guys to take care of yourselves. And there's one rule that a lot of congoers that have been to any convention, not just furry conventions, but any conventions, have drilled into their minds to keep themselves feeling healthy and being able to enjoy the con. Kage, do you know the 3 magic numbers of that rule that we're talking about?
This rule, I hear them saying it out there already. The rule is the 6-2-1 rule. That is 6
Hours of sleep?
You cannot go on 2 hours sleep. You think you can. Take it from Dr. Mulvey, who was taking care of some folk downstairs earlier. You can't. 2
Hot bowls of noodles!
Okay, provided that comes with protein and vegetables too. 2 good meals. Monster Energy is not a meal. No, it is not. I'll fight you. And minimally one
Hot, fresh shower.
please. 6 hours of sleep, that's for you. 2 good meals, that's for you. That's for us. That one's for us, please.
Especially with how muggy it is outside. I don't care if you come from Florida, we can still smell you. Hey, hi Florida. We can still smell you and the last time that you had a shower. So please, do everybody a favor. A flavor? Wow, I've got
Do the
noodles on my
favor.
brain. Do everybody a favor and please have that 1 shower a day minimum.
We are also asking folk, we have emerged from the long international human tragedy that was the COVID-19 pandemic. I'm sorry to tell you, as a scientist, it is here to stay. It's not going to go away. We as a species have got to live with it, as we have lived with many other illnesses through the centuries. To that end, if you are not feeling well, if you've got a really runny nose or a sore throat, or bubonic plague or something like that, or if you're bleeding from your nipples, we are asking you, please, don't come into con space for the safety and health and happiness of your fellow furries. If you absolutely must, just as we did a few years ago, please wear a mask. It will protect other people from the little visitors you brought with you.
Remember folks, it's up to us to take care of each other. Whether it's attendees taking care of attendees, volunteers taking care of volunteers, or furries taking care of the city of Pittsburgh, we all get through this together and we all have fun together. So keep each other in mind and let's have an awesome weekend without catching anything nasty. What do you say, guys?
I would be remiss if I did not point out Anthrocon has a long-standing tradition of making itself accessible to everyone who wants it. We actually have an accessibility department, and we are joined this year, as we have been for many years, and hopefully many years to come, by representatives of sign language interpreting professionals. Bick and Lauren, our interpreters, are here to make sure everyone can enjoy this convention.
And you're totally not going to make Bick do the thing, right?
What was that?
You're totally not going to make Bick do the thing, right?
That will depend on how much money the tickets to the charity show get.
So you best buy him quick so that you can see Bick do his thing.
Tickets to the charity show will be available at the charity table for a modest donation we request of $15. And the beautiful thing is you can pay with your credit card. You don't have to worry, that's the bank's money. Just give the credit card to the charity people. That's how it works. Boy, anything else? We have a very, very dedicated crew of volunteers, many of whom are professionals in the industry. You will see them wearing red vests. That is our safety crew. They are here to make sure you are safe. They are here to make sure that you can keep having fun. They are also here to make sure that whatever you're doing to have fun isn't stopping somebody else from having fun. So, if one of our kindly, polite folk in the red vest ask you, could you kindly please not do such a thing, or they say, could you please do this sort of thing, do as they say. They are not here to ruin your weekend, they're here to save your weekend. Oh, get that? Yes. Here's to our safety crew.
And actually, on that note as well, and kind of going back to where you get info, we know that for both new congoers and also current congoers or returning congoers, it might be a little difficult to find information on your phone, if it's low battery, or if you've lost your con guide or something like that. So the best place to go for information while you're actually here at the convention is our convention operations room. You can find the convention operations room in the convention center room 309. If you're going towards the sky bridge over there and towards the dealer's room, you can't miss it because they've got a nice big table that we have as our information desk. And within that room, we also have things such as our lost and found, if you've lost anything at the convention. And we also have our volunteers table as well. We've been talking a lot about volunteers and how basically everybody here, from staff all the way down to board, or all the way down to board, kind of feels like that sometimes, all the way to the board, everyone's a volunteer. And with a convention this big, we cannot do it without your help. So if you have some time to spare and you want to make a difference in your community, please stop by the volunteer desk and let them know that you'd like to volunteer, and we'll definitely find something that'll put use to your skills and allow you to have some fun at the same time. And you might also get some swag as a reward from it too. So once again, if you're looking for information, or if you've lost something, or you simply want to help the convention out, visit room 309 in the convention center, and our team will be more than happy to help you.
And if you cannot get to 309, or you cannot get to 308, which is our safety office, you will find on the back of your badge a phone number. That is our hotline number. It goes both to our operations office and to our safety office. That number is printed at the bottom there. It is 412-723-8779, which we honestly did not realize until that number was assigned to us, spells out 412 PA Furry.
I love that.
Happy accident.
Works for me.
All right, let's see. We've talked about our hardware safety team. We've talked about our volunteers, where to get help if you need it. Oh, if you would like to make a donation to the charity, we have a convenient QR code on the back here that will let you make that donation. Oh, and there's another QR code. How could I forget? In years past, some of our hotels would fill up quickly, and then gradually over the next 6 months, the rest would fill up. That phone call that I got from Christy at Work at Events, who, by the way, has joined us this year. She's running around. Let's hear it for Christy and Orchid, the folks who kept the hotel registration system. By the way, Christy, are you out there? Are you out there? She's either shy or what? The person who shouted, I'm not going to admit it. That's her. Anyway, when she called me and said, your room block is full, I said, oh boy, which hotel? And she said, all of them.
What's the number we're up to again? Do you remember?
22 hotels. All of those hotels are serviced by shuttles provided by Pittsburgh Transportation Group. The shuttle schedule and a handy real-time tracker can be found by clicking that QRL, what do you call those
Dude,
things?
you don't click a QR code.
Whatever the thing is.
What century are you from?
The century that doesn't use these things.
But don't show your low battery at me. You don't know where that's been.
Anyway, click the QR code, whatever, on the back of your badge there, and that will tell you where the shuttles are. I'm going to apologize on behalf of the city of Pittsburgh. Ronnie and Pittsburgh Transportation spent hours putting together that shuttle map and the schedule. They had everything down perfectly. And then the city of Pittsburgh knocked on the door and said, you don't mind if we tear up the streets, do you? We're like, they said, great, bye. Actually, that's pretty much exactly what happened. I'm not making that up.
Hey, you know, at least they didn't put a bus in the street this year, so, you know.
At least they did not do that.
Yet.
Yes, that's a story for story hour. All right, anything else that we might have forgotten? The lineup for the dealer's room, yes, it's going to be LineCon. Deal with it.
I see what you did there. Deal with the dealer's room line.
That was unintentional.
Well,
Didn't mean it.
I think really.
Oh, wait, almost forgot. Almost
what's up?
forgot. If you go to Pizza Parma, which is just half a block up on Liberty Avenue, they call themselves the Furryland Cafe when we're in town. They called us up a couple of weeks ago and said, hey, guys, we've got a giant pizza box out here. Do you think your people would want to put stickers on it?
Actually, let me clarify that, if you will. They called us and they told us, we don't think you guys can cover it in stickers. So, I don't know about you all out there, but I think they've thrown down the gauntlet. And if there's one thing I know about furries, is that we love meeting any challenge. So, if you can find all the pizza boxes that are around the Pizza Parma and inside the DLCC, well, you guys know what you need to do, right?
We've got the Pizza Parma Mega Pizza Box. We have a sticker wall out there. We know you guys love your stickers. We're trying to give you a place to put them. The one place we do not want to see them.
Not on the street lights. On the pole.
The street lights, guess what? That ain't my property. Sorry, Pittsburgh. But the hotels are. Please do not put stickers on either convention center or hotel property. It's not cute. You might think it's harmless. Take it from a chemist. That adhesive damages surfaces. Don't put the stickers on the hotel walls. I don't know how to be any clearer. Don't put them on the convention center walls. It screws things up. And when that happens, I get phone calls I don't like to get. And when the stickers are there, we had added to our contracts, sort of as a, I guess you would say, concession. We will pay to either resurface or replace any surfaces that stickers damage. That's not our money, that's your money that's paying for it. If we gotta pay for that, we can't pay for stuff like this amazing backdrop that our AV crew put together.
Moral of the story, put stickers on the things that they should go on, like the pizza boxes and that sticker wall. Don't put them on places that, frankly, they don't belong. Otherwise, plain and simple, we're not going to have the good convention that we hope to put on for you.
Yep. And if you read our standards of conduct, you won't be pleased with the response. Let's just leave it at that. Anything else?
Well, I think at this point they're probably thinking, well, you're talking all about this amazing convention, but when are you actually going to let us, like, go out and enjoy it?
But I'm enjoying it up here.
Yeah, you're enjoying it up here because you can't see anyone out there. For all you know, you could be talking to an empty room.
You know, he's right. I can't see it. But I'll tell you what. No, you could be a recording for all I know. All right. I think we've given an earful to this crowd enough. Many of you have been here before. You know how things go. If there's someone that you know who is here for their first time, help them out. Show them around. Not just here at the convention, but show them around the local city of Pittsburgh here, this city that loves us so much. With that said, I am going to officially declare Anthrocon 2024 open.
Have a good time, everyone.